And so when we consider temperature and precipitation together, you get this interesting structure that there's a big hump of people flourishing in the cooler conditions. There's a sort of a warm, dry, less good for flourishing. And then there's a sort of hotter, wetter, monsoonal climate flourishing. And then things drop off really sharply at higher temperatures. I'm sincerely hoping this study does one little thing towards encouraging to double up our efforts to limit global warming as close as we can to 1.5 degrees centigrade and not go anywhere near 2.7 degrees centigrade. Because in simple terms, each 0.1 degrees C of warming or warming avoided really matters. It can reduce the numbers exposed to unprecedented heat by 140 million people, each 0.1 degrees C. So there's a spectacular amount to be gained in more decisive climate action. If that gets to 35 degrees centigrade, we're in grave difficulty or risk of dying because our body no longer has a way to cool itself. And when that wet bulb gets above 28 degrees centigrade, we see various physiological challenges and problems start to kick in. And like all these things, they tend to be more acute for the elderly, the very young, or the ill.
What this report highlights is that the hotter it gets, the more people will be living in these dangerous conditions, and the more people will die from extreme heat. But I think it's really important to highlight that there is nothing magic about 1.5 degrees. Already today at 1.2 degrees, many people are dying. We often don't notice these deaths because people don't drop dead on the street, but it's usually those with least economic means who live in poor housing that die in their homes and are, if ever, some statistic later.
Sangat pajam dia anu teh. Iya, biasa. Kamu kenal dengan कहीं भी नहीं दिया होगा। छोटा गिलास 10 रुपए का है, बड़ा गिलास 20 रुपए का है। छोटा गिलास 10 रुपए का है, बड़ा गिलास 20 रुपए का है। हमसे वालों का छोटा गिलास 10 रुपए का है, बड़ा गिलास 20 रुपए। हाँ कोई बात नहीं।